Pleasure. I want to thank Riley joining us now. Lennie Zalesky, wrestling coach for the Lumberjacks. Coach, you guys were in Colorado last we talked. I assume the highest mat in the United States, and I don't mean that in a Humboldt standpoint. I meant that in an altitude standpoint. Yes. It's like 8,000 feet at Western Oregon, Gunnison. How did it go? Did you need more oxygen when you got back?
Well, the last time we talked, we were actually in Pueblo.
Okay, know your Colorados.
Yeah,
see?
We're going to Gunnison this weekend.
All right, strike that for a kidding. Tell me about Pueblo. How was it?
Well, it was good. I mean, we beat a team that was ranked 16th. They had a couple guys out of the lineup, but and then we had a close win or close loss to Pueblo. We had a couple guys out though. We had a forfeit, I think, one weight. But it went pretty well, actually.
All right, so yeah, beating number 16 team in the country. And then now you're back to Colorado. You guys are racking up the miles to that Rocky Mountain High. Gunnison, Colorado. First and foremost, I mean, I don't know where you come in. You strike me as a pretty civilized guy, and you've got your old school roots, but I imagine you're not one of those coaches who's going to be like, oh, they got to wrestle in the altitude too. I mean, it's a real thing. I've been there. I've been a part of it. Yeah. How do you adjust to the circumstances?
Well, we've been doing extra conditioning prior to this. We've laid off this last week just to get, rest, taper off. But yeah, just conditioning more. The guys really haven't showed a lot of signs of fatigue this year. I don't think we've really lost hardly any matches to fatigue.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different animal going to where we are going, but we'll see.
What's it like for the guys to, and I'm assuming it's different, some guys it's probably hard to keep the weight on, other guys it's hard to keep it off. But how do you balance, I mean, it's such a rigorous sport, and so many sports you lose weight over the season because you're not putting the same type of work you are in the weight room in the off season for obvious reasons because you need to be ready to go. But how do you manage the weight scale, I'll call it?
Okay, well, each little wrestler is different.
Okay.
Heavyweight gets a bye in this. Some wrestlers just are really good at managing their weight. They can get up to like 10 pounds over, but they're down within a couple days, it's real close to their weight. Others just have a tendency to wait.
Procrastinators?
Yes, and that's not good. But we're going into this week. One of our wrestlers has been sick for a while, so his weight's up. You don't want to take, you want to put a lot of water in your body when you're sick like that. But we're sitting pretty good, I think, for the most part.
What was the most weight you ever had to cut?
In the least amount of time?
Yes.
I think I had 16 pounds in 2 days.
Oh! So is that just sweat, exercise, and consuming nothing?
Basically, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Sounds brutal.
Yeah. It's I don't miss it.
No, I can imagine that. What was your favorite way to pin a guy? Like, if you could, come on, have this was fun. Was a favorite way to pin a guy, and what brings you more satisfaction now as a coach when you see one of your players, one of your wrestlers do something?
Do a pin?
Yeah.
Well, I think any way to pin a guy is fun. I think it's kind of fun when you're looking at him and he's looking at you. So a headlock, his face is right there, and you're looking down at him. He's looking at you, kind of going like this, trying to block you out. But that's probably one of my favorites. But the guys, if they do something I like something from feet to back.
Okay.
Anything from feet to back to their, and it's a pin.
That gets Coach fired up. Okay, I was watching some highlights the other day. Bakersfield had an outdoor wrestling match. Might be a little tougher here on the North Coast, but what are some of the kind of cool, unique things you've seen as, all sports now are venturing? You've got, hockey a few years back or a while ago now did an outdoor event. Bakersfield clearly did this thing, and the guy, I haven't even seen the highlight. He does the splits and dabs up the president.
Ferrari?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Nonetheless, if you could be commissioner of the almighty world of wrestling one day, what would be a tinker that you would make that the fans and the wrestlers would enjoy?
So you're saying you're alluding to the outdoor?
Well, I mean, that's just that got my mind thinking. Yeah. But I don't know. We could do it. We could do it in a disco if you want. Or on a football field, I think would be awesome. Fill up the Redwood Bowl would be sweet.
So they started this. Who started? I can't remember who started. But anyway, we did it down at Cal Baptist University, and we set the record for the most attendance. So it went in the Win magazine, the wrestling magazine, about us setting the outdoor record at 2,500, I believe it was, maybe 3,000. And then the next year, Iowa decides to wrestle Oklahoma State before a football game.
That probably got a few people
Or actually,
out.
I'm sorry, maybe not. But anyway, they end up getting, I think they end up getting 40,000 out in it was in November. I'm saying they're not going to pull this off. Beginning November, and they pulled it off, and they had 40,000. It was the Iowa State game. That's what it was. But people were also going to just go.
Right, double dip. Well, I'm here for it right now. Dr. Nick Pettit, you're on notice. Let's do the Redwood Bowl next year and just a massive tailgate party beforehand, and then the fans will be all ready to roll.
That. We could pull that off. And we just we better do it in November, I think.
Never rains in Humboldt County. Coach, appreciate your time.
All right, you're welcome.
Michelle Bethel Jackson after these messages.
Yeah.